Welcome to the first ever episode of Muhlenberg Spotlight. I am your host because no one else showed up for the job. Our first guest today is running for jailer in the May primary election. Please, everyone, help me welcome Terry Vick.
Thank you for having me, Ryan.
Terry, thanks for coming. I know your schedule is very busy these days.
Yes, sir. We have definitely been busy.
Terry, I'd like to start off tonight about telling our viewers a little bit about your past experiences. What kind of jobs have you had that would make you a good candidate for jailer in Muhlenberg County?
Well, Ryan, I have served in law enforcement for 17 years. In the last 15 years, I've been dedicated to the Muhlenberg County citizens. I am a proud United States Marine Corps veteran as well.
Thank you for your service.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
So what made you want to run for jailer?
As a law enforcement officer, I'm in the jail frequently. More than once or twice per shift, sometimes, and as far as accumulated. I know that could be a positive change for our Muhlenberg County Detention Center.
This has to be one of the most stacked ballots I've ever seen in this county. We're not going to do any bashing of your opponents, but I would like for you to tell everyone why you are the right person for the position.
Well, Ryan, I appreciate when things run in an orderly fashion. I enjoy the role of a supervisor and a leader. I would like to apply these things to the current workings of the jail to help it run more efficiently, and I believe I can do that.
So if elected, what would be your first priority as the new jailer?
My first priority would be to probably fully learn and understand, most importantly, practice all policy and procedures of the Kentucky Department of Corrections.
Sounds like a solid plan to me. Terry, under your current position in the Sheriff's Department, you've done a lot with the community. Can you give us a little bit more insight on that?
Well, I enjoy doing the community things as far as Humane Society fundraisers. Each year we do a fundraiser for the Humane Society. The shelter is in dire need of help, being a nonprofit organization, and they do help us quite often in the law enforcement field. I've also had the privilege to help out local veterans as far as like World War II veterans. We had the ceremonies where we gave them a flag and actually honored them with a certificate. You know, they're 90 years and above, most World War II veterans. They definitely, we should all respect them. And also, teaching at the local schools. We teach out safety and drug awareness, you know, mostly third grade. I will take the safety pup and sometimes take our canine with us, and we give a little program to our third graders, something to teach them a little bit of awareness and safety of our community.
What are some of the programs you plan to introduce as jailer?
The awareness and detection program, I would see it as a program where the inmates, you need to be aware if they're under the influence of a certain drug, you know, whether it be an upper or downer. Just like a training that I have been through, not under DUI, but as far as driving under influence. When you're driving under influence and you give field sobriety test, you want to see what, you know, whether they're impaired or not. Through the advanced training, which would be an advanced roadside, it's called A-Ride, you actually get to see, you can tell what the person possibly may be on. You try to look past just the field sobriety. You want to see what the person may be on. So the detection and awareness to me is, I would like to know, you know, if someone came into the detention center, you want to know what they possibly may be on. Even though they don't want to tell you, whether you have dilated eyes or restricted, or you know, just how they're acting, you know, whether they have slurred speech. You would like to know the symptoms for what type of drug that they would be on. I do like the awareness and detection of it. I like to see us more or less, for a deputy jailer being on the inside, the deputy sheriff being on the outside to take care of our community, deputy jailers promoting contraband cases. I'd like to see deputy jailers being able to serve Kentucky e-warrants, as far as serving bench warrants inside the jail. That's not putting warrants on people. That's the service of the complaint. You know, if there's an instance where there's a bench warrant on an inmate inside the jail, the deputy jailer are sworn by our circuit judge, and they can actually serve that warrant. And you know, that will allow the deputy sheriff to still maintain patrol on the streets, promoting contraband cases. I like to see where they have promoting contraband cases inside the jail, that the deputy jailers will actually investigate those cases, and that will allow the deputy sheriff to still be on the street. You know, you would love to know that your deputy sheriffs are out here to maintain patrol of our community, and our deputy jailers are educated on investigation to do these complaints inside the jail. That's the main role of, you know, teaching the investigation on it.
We're both fathers in this county, and raising children in it can be hard. But what do you have to say to the young voters out there?
You know, every vote counts. Whether you vote for me or anyone else that are candidates that are in the filing, every vote does count. You research your candidates, see what they got to offer you. You know, see what they've done in the past history. You look at your research and you figure out exactly, you know, what your candidate has to give to you. You know, the candidate works for you. As far as if you're elected, that person works for you. So let's look and see what they have to offer. Every young person, I'd like to see them get out there and vote.
I agree. It's very important for your voice to be heard. So get out and vote in the May primary, May 22nd, 2018. Terry, thank you again for being on our show. Best of luck.
Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for the invitation.
If you would like to explore Terry's candidacy a little bit more, a link to his Facebook page will be in the description below the video. We'll be right back with our business spotlight of the week. Welcome back to Muhlenberg Spotlight here on MCTV. In our first ever business spotlight, we visit Papa Manzo's in downtown Greenville, Kentucky. As soon as we walked through the door, we were greeted with a great atmosphere. The place is always well decorated, the people are always friendly, and the food sure does smell good. We had the chance to sit down with the owner, Michelle Wilson, and talk a little bit about her family restaurant. Michelle, thank you for being our first business spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
I would like to start off tonight by asking you how long you've been in the restaurant business.
My family's been in business for 35 years, but my store here in Greenville's been open for 3.
Wow, that's a pretty long time. So you all are Chicago natives, right?
Yes, we are originally from Chicago, but my mother is originally from Muhlenberg County.
Oh, so that's the connection.
Yes,
I see.
That's how we ended up back here.
Let's talk about the food here. What kind of things can I order?
We have Italian beefs, Chicago-style pizza, baked musticcioli, manicotti, spaghetti, and a lot of other good, wonderful dishes.
Now I'm getting hungry. What would be your favorite thing on the menu?
I love all the recipes, but mostly the papalazzi.
What is a papalazzi?
Papalazzi is a stuffed pizza pocket. You get all the pizza ingredients on the inside, and it's deep fried.
Yes, I'm now hungry. Some places have been rumored to have a secret menu. Do you have a secret menu?
We don't have a secret menu, but we do have secret ingredients.
So what you're telling me is all hope for ordering a McManzo with triple cheese is gone.
That's all it is. I can't do.
So what is your favorite thing about being in business?
Really, it's all the people that I meet. Everybody's so nice. They just treat you like family.
Do you have a website or Facebook page?
Yes, our Greenville location has a Facebook page. It's Papa Manzo's, Roman numeral 2. Be sure to like and follow us for upcoming local events and updates.
We will definitely do so. Can I ask you one last question?
I guess. Sure.
We all know that Papa Manzo is the headline, but where's the love for Mama Manzo?
Mom doesn't get the proper recognition, you're right. But a lot of the dishes are her recipes.
Michelle, it has been a pleasure having you on our show. Hopefully you will be part of it in the future. Thank you for allowing us to come down with you.
This has been awesome. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. After the interview was over, we sat down and ate an amazing papalazzo. And then we spoke with a few other folks who were there eating as well. How do you like the food?
I love it here. It's really good.
I like it. Really good. Got good pizza. You guys have really good pizza.
Well, how did you enjoy the food tonight?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I'm a meatball person, and those were the freshest meatballs I've ever eaten. This place here is a jewel in the crown of Greenville. It really is. You know, nobody needs to really drive by without stopping. Because, you know, you can't get any fresher food. They're Italian beef and everything here. And the management is just on top of everything. So we really appreciate it. Really appreciate them.
If you're ever in the area, stop by Papa Manzo's. Get some great food, meet some great people, and tell them we sent you. Thank you all for joining us on our first episode here at Muhlenberg Spotlight on MCTV. We would like to thank our sponsors for this episode. Their links will be in the description below the video. A huge thank you to Terry Vick and to Papa Manzo's for being our first guests. We will be back very soon with another episode of Muhlenberg Spotlight.